Hello my dear students, in this video we are going to start a very interesting topic of the changing cultural tradition chapter, realism. Students, as you know, in this chapter we are studying about the changing cultural tradition, means we are studying about the change in the culture which came in Europe. As you know, in the previous videos we studied about how the European society or the culture started to be developed. You studied about the Dark Age. After the Dark Age, the Renaissance period came, and then we entered in in this video, in this chapter, changing cultural tradition, we are mainly discussing about the Renaissance period. Renaissance period means the new age. The new age, how the new age came, as I told you, it started, this Renaissance period started from a town of Italy. Some towns like that of the Florence of Italy. Beta, Renaissance, as I told you, the new age, the age of intellectual. Okay, so here the topic realism we are studying, which help us to understand the depth of the topic. Okay, so student, for understanding this topic you need to go into a depth of the understanding intellectually. You can't mug up the things from here. Okay, now we start. As the title suggests, realism. Realism is a term built up from the real. Real means something original. Okay, realism, the something which look like a original. So beta, as you know, we are studying about the culture. As the culture of Italy started to be developed intellectually, how something developed intellectually, here we are studying about the humanist approach. एंड कल्चर, किसी भी कल्चर को डेवलप होने के लिए क्या चीज़ें चाहिए होती हैं? एज यू नो, यू नीड अ आर्ट, आर्किटेक्चर, लिटरेचर, दीज थिंग फॉर्म द कल्चर. If you want to know about the culture of any of the society, you must have to go through the arts, the architecture, as well as the literature of that time period of that place. Then only you know about the culture. Okay. So here in realism, we are also studying that in Italy how the cultural development took place. And one of the things which happened was known as the realism. Realism is the development in the field of art and architecture, in which the art developed in such a way, the painters or the intellectuals or the scholars, they got such a deep understanding of a concept, and then they paint the painting or make the sculpture beta means murtiyan, in a way that it look like a real. Okay, so in this period we study this thing, how such a perfection in the art or in sculpture making or in the architecture came, the perfection due to which the thing look like a real. These things we study. Okay, and one more important thing, this is the part of Renaissance period, new age, new cultural development started. Okay, another important thing started from Italy. Okay, third important thing, the Italian people were getting the inspiration from where? From the Roman culture, because as I told you, the Roman culture had their very glorious, advanced culture. So now Italy, the people in Italy started to be learning from those ruins of the Roman culture. Ruins means जो मतलब अब तो वो खत्म हो गया. It get destroyed after the 4th century or during the 5th century, and after that the things which are remain are known as the ruin. So the people in Italy was learning from that. And one more important thing, in Italy, as you studied in European society, European society was mainly divided into 3 orders: clergy, nobility, and the common people. And those first 2 classes enjoyed all the privilege, and third one not. But the society of Italy was different from rest of the Europe, as I told you. Why it is different? Because here the towns in Italy, there are many port town जो समंदर के किनारे जहाँ ट्रेडिंग एक्टिविटी होती है. ठीक है, There were many port towns there, and in Italy the most of the population or the main population was that of the merchant class. The new fourth order which emerged in fourth order में कौन लोग आते हैं? The, as you studied, the merchant class which got the wealth and the power, okay, after the expansion of the trade. So here in Italy, in Italian society, there was the influence of clergy and the nobility was less. As you know, the feudalism was there in all other part of the Europe. The impact of that feudalism or that system, that rigid system, was very less in Italy. Okay, now we proceed with the topic. Student, keep all these things, background things in your mind while studying. Okay, artistic realism. Anatomy, physics, geometry and sense of beautification gave a new form of Italian art. Means these things give the Italian art a new form, a new kind of a beautification, a sense of a beautification, a sense of a realism to the Italian art, which later came to be known as realism. उसको क्या कहा गया? realism. realism क्या है? इटालियन आर्ट में जो डेवलपमेंट्स हुए हैं, जो नए चेंजेस आए हैं, जो नई नई चीजें आई हैं, उन चीजों को जो है बाद में आकर क्या कहा गया? रियलिज्म. रियलिज्म मीन्स समथिंग रियलिस्टिक विच लुक लाइक अ रियलिस्टिक. हाउ द आर्टिस्ट और एनी ऑफ द मीन्स स्कल्पचर ऑफ इटली can be able to make the things realistic by the use of anatomy. But anatomy is the study of bones, okay? By the study of physics, by the knowledge of geometry, by the knowledge of a sense of beautification, okay? They can be able to make a things realistic. Now, I am explaining you more how anatomy help. Anatomy help in a way that when any painter make any of the painting, then anatomy is the study of bone. In your book, you will see one of the painting made by Donatello. Yes, no, not by Donatello, Durer. Durer painting consists of a praying hand. The painting is known as the praying hand. In that the hands are shown in this way, praying. But those hands look so much realistic. How it looks so much realistic? Like my hands are having a bone structure, the ups and downs of the bones, okay, that is shown so perfectly in that painting. And how the artist can show all these things so perfectly? When the artist had the knowledge of anatomy, the bone structure, then only he can make the thing so realistic. Understood the thing? Now, physics, geometry. But a geometry tells us the angle. Like in paintings now also you made, you see that there is some portion of darkness, there is some where there is a light. So darkness show the depth. कहीं पर अंधेरा नजर आएगा, या फिर आप जब पेंटिंग बनाते हो, नाउ द स्टूडेंट्स मेक द पेंटिंग विच लुक लाइक अ 3 डायमेंशन. उसमें जो दूर की चीज होती है उसको छोटा दिखाया जाता है, जो नजदीक की होती है वो बड़ी होती है. तो ये सब क्या है? यूज ऑफ द ज्योमेट्री. Okay, so all these things were given to the world by the Italian artist. And from where the Italians got all these knowledge? From by the study of the Roman culture. When the artists here studied that, then they study first that thing, then they had their own knowledge. They added many things to that, and this make the Italian art one of the best art of the world. Okay, now we proceed with Now I hope you understood realism. What is realism? The definition I am repeating again: anatomy, physics, geometry and a sense of beautification. How to make a thing beautiful. And this you can only know by knowing the depth of the thing. How to beautify the thing. What is lacking in the painting. Okay. The people of the art, the scholars of the Italy had this sense of beautification. And all these things gave a new form to the Italian art, gave a new face to the Italian art, which later on came to be known as realism. According to the scholars, formal education can't shape human mind. Very important point, students, which you have to remember for yourself also. Formal education cannot shape human mind alone. Formal education, this textual education, like you are studying in class 11th, after that by studying the book, mugging up the question answer, you pass out, you pass the exam and then went to 12th class. This is just the formal education, because you are not understanding the things in depth, and by that education your behavior is not changing. Understood the thing? Formal education can't shape human mind alone. It is important, but alone it can't do anything. Art, architecture and books played very important role in transmitting human ideas. So for changing the humanistic idea, for changing your thought, for knowing the depth of the things, it is important for you to have the cultural knowledge, to read the book related to like the novels or any of the fiction, anything. To have the knowledge of art, architecture, means the humanist is a person, like you all belong to a humanities stream. But nowadays it is thought that this is a misconception that humanities is very easy and all that. आप वो क्यों माने जाते हैं? आप लोग बस उसको पढ़ते हो और लिख देते हो और आपको याद करना आसान रहता है. यू डोंट गो इनटू द डेप्थ ऑफ दैट. और जब आप उसको जैसा पढ़ना चाहिए वैसे नहीं पढ़ते, एज द रिजल्ट देयर इज नो चेंज इन योर पर्सनालिटी, इन योर थॉट प्रोसेस, एंड एज द रिजल्ट द थिंग, द एजुकेशन विच यू गॉट डोंट बेनिफिट यू इन फ्यूचर. देन यू कीप ऑन कंप्लेनिंग that this stream is bad. I'm talking generally about any of the stream, either PCB or commerce. When you study any of the stream, when you don't got into the depth of that, you just got the education and the degree and go to the job field, then you will be unsuccessful. Then you blame particular subject, not your approach toward that. So it is important to have a good approach, the perfect approach. So student, come back. Formal education can't shape human mind alone. For shaping the human mind, for shaping your thought process, your ideas, art, architecture and books played a very important role in transmitting humanist idea. Okay? Artists inspired by studying work of past. Which artists? Italian artists get inspired by studying the work of past. Which work? The work of the Roman culture, because Roman culture was considered to be one of the advanced culture in the field of art and architecture. Okay, so artists in Italy get inspired by studying the work of the past, the Roman culture, which work like the painting, sculptures, architecture. But architecture means the building. Okay, knowing the way in which the building is made. The building consists of which type of roof. आपने देखा होगा अगर कोई हिली एरिया है वहाँ पर जो घर बनते हैं वो वुडन होते हैं. तो व्हेन यू गो इनटू द डेप्थ, वुडन क्यों होते हैं? क्योंकि वहाँ अर्थक्वेक और इन चीज़ों का ज़्यादा आने का रहता है, तो इसलिए ताकि अगर वो गिरे भी तो ज़्यादा डैमेज ना करे. ओके, जो स्नोफॉल जहाँ होते हैं वहाँ रूफ्स इस तरह की होती हैं. सो दिस इज द स्टडी ऑफ आर्किटेक्चर. When a house or anything in the architecture is made in a particular way, why is it so? In which way you can beautify it? All these things. Okay. Italian scholars admirated Roman work and gave new contribution in this field. This I told you. Italian scholars they admired the Roman work when they studied that and give their own new contribution to that. And that gave rise to a new Italian culture. Okay students, now we are going to study about these of the some important painters as well as the sculptor of the Italy. Okay, first one is Andres Vesalius. Andres Vesalius. Who was he? He was artist as well as he was the professor in the University of Padua. University of Padua, one of the earliest university of Italy. Okay, so he was the professor of medicine over there, means a doctor, as well as he was also the artist. So beta, while studying these two chapters, the three orders and this one, the changing culture, you know, at that time the scholars were multi-talented. They are artist also, doctor also, and having many other talents within it. Why it is so? Now we people are having only one talent. That's why we are unsuccessful. They were multi-talented. This thing helped in developing their approach and their personality, because all the things are interconnected. When they go into the depth of any of the thing, they found that this thing helped their knowledge of another. In the one thing helped the knowledge of another field, which they can get. That's why. Okay, Andreas Vesalius. He was the artist as well as he was the professor of medicine in the University of Padua, and wrote many writings, books on anatomy study of bones. And he was the first person to dissect the human body. Dissect means beta operation करना, to operate, उसको खोलना. So who was the first person? The question can be asked in the competitive exams. Okay, who was the first person to dissect the human body? So it was the Andreas Vesalius. And from Andreas Vesalius, the beginning of the modern physiology started. Okay, the modern physiology began with the Andreas Vesalius, because he was the first person to dissect the human body. As you know, artist, if any person is a good artist, what make a artist a good artist? It's perfection, it's accuracy. So art is concerned to be accurate, and this thing was helped by the work of scientists. At that time, the artists which were there, they were helped by the scientists. How? When any artist was making the portrait of any person, the making of the portrait need the making of the face. So face also consists of, you know, many bones. So many bones are there in the face. And when our expression changes, those bones, how the expression change, this can be revealed by the changing of the bone structure, means the form of bones. Like when we are happy, our cheeks go up, all these things. So whenever you want to make a perfect portrait, you must have the knowledge of the anatomy, the bones. Then only you can make. So at that time also the artists were helped by the work of scientists. To study bone structure, artists went to the laboratory of medical student, and there they study the bone structure, and then they make their painting. This make them perfect. The example I will tell you regarding the Mona Lisa painting. Okay, this we study further. Now beta, after Andreas Vesalius, the second painter, important painter was the Michelangelo. Beta, Michelangelo was the artist of Italy who was famous for one of his painting known, no beta, he is not the painter, sorry, he was the sculptor actually. Okay beta, now second one is the Leonardo da Vinci. Leonardo da Vinci, you know, he was a famous artist of the time, and he was famous for his painting Mona Lisa. Okay, and another famous painting of him was the Last Supper. Now I will tell you in detail about these paintings. But before that, you must know the time period of Leonardo da Vinci. His time period was 1452 to 1590. Okay, and he signed his name below the painting by the title of Disciple of Experiment. Disciple means beta student of experiment, because he did so many experiments with his painting. Means he did bring so much innovation in the painting, which made him a famous painter. So the question can be asked, which painter signed his name by the title Disciple of Experiment? So that was Leonardo da Vinci. Okay. His famous paintings were Mona Lisa. Beta, the characteristic feature of Mona Lisa painting, I know you all have seen the painting of Mona Lisa, but you haven't go in depth of that painting. When you start watching that painting, beta, at first expression you will see a normal lady is there. Then when you keep on watching that Mona Lisa painting, you see that that lady is smiling. A little smile is there on his face. When you keep on glancing more on that painting, और कुछ वक्त तक आप उसको गौर से देखोगे तो आपको लगेगा उस मुस्कुराहट में एक उदासी छुपी हुई है। तो कितने सारे एक्सप्रेशन एक साथ आपको एक पेंटिंग में मिल रहे हैं, ठीक है, और उसको आप जितना ध्यान से देखोगे आपको उसके मूड स्विंग्स जो है उतने पता चलेंगे। दिस इज द चीफ कैरेक्टरिस्टिक विच मेक दैट पर्टिकुलर पेंटिंग ऑफ मोनालिसा वन ऑफ द masterpiece of art. Okay, another painting is the Last Supper. Beta, the Last Supper is the painting in which you all know regarding the Jesus Christ. So the Last Supper is the painting in which the Jesus Christ was shown having a dinner with his 22 or 24 disciples, जो उनके close people थे, 22 या 24, उनके साथ एक डिनर टेबल पर उनको दिखाया गया उस पेंटिंग में। और द लास्ट सुपर इसलिए कहा गया डेट वॉज द लास्ट डिनर ऑफ हिज लाइफ बिकॉज आफ्टर दैट ही वॉज क्रूसीफाइड। सो बिफोर क्रूसिफिकेशन, क्रूसीफाई मीन्स उनको सूली पर लटका दिया गया था। बिफोर क्रूसिफिकेशन दिस वॉज द लास्ट dinner by him, that's why it was said to be the last supper. So in that painting the things, the expressions, the body language was made so perfect. So that's why the Leonardo Vinci was famous for his two paintings. One is Mona Lisa and the second is the Last Supper. He was interested in botany, anatomy, maths and art. You know, for being a perfect in the field, a person need to be a multi-talented. In a similar way, Leonardo Vinci also having an interest in botany. Botany means plants, study of plant. Anatomy, study of bones. Maths, you know, and art. One of the dream of Leonardo Vinci was that he can be able to fly. Okay, and because of his dream, he spent so many years of his life in observing the bird flying, and finally he was able to design the flying machine. So Leonardo Vinci also designed one of the flying machine. Flying machine is like that of the aeroplane. Okay, now beta, here I am telling you one of the some things, some characteristic feature of a good painters. पेंटर फाउंड दैट, जो पेंटर्स ने, इटालियन पेंटर्स थे, उन्होंने ऑब्जर्व किया अच्छे पेंटर को क्या क्या आना चाहिए, ऑल दोज थिंग्स. ओके, पेंटर्स फाउंड दैट नॉलेज ऑफ ज्योमेट्री हेल्प देम अंडरस्टैंड पर्सपेक्टिव. ज्योमेट्री की अगर आपको, इफ यू आर हैविंग द नॉलेज ऑफ ज्योमेट्री, यू कैन अंडरस्टूड द पर्सपेक्टिव विच इज शोन इन द पेंटिंग. पर्सपेक्टिव इन अ वे, द थिंग विच इज फार, द थिंग विच इज नियर, the thing which you want to highlight, all these things, the perspective, what you the painter want to show, that the painter, the thing which painter want to highlight, how it can highlight that particular thing in his painting through the knowledge of the geometry. Okay, one thing, knowledge of geometry help them to understand the perspective. Second, changing quality of life. You all know changing quality means lightness, where to show the dark thing, where light thing and other things in the paintings. Pictures in 3-dimension quality. 3-dimension, all in a painting you can understood well which is farther, which is nearer. This thing you can know by having a knowledge of geometry. Use of oil. In the painting, the painters use the oil paint, and these oil paint give a richness to the painting. Means the painting looks so rich, so much beautiful because of the use of this old painting. So beta, the painters of Italy have the knowledge of, means while they make their paintings, then in their painting they also make the people wearing a costume. So the colors and the design of the costume, the dresses which they show in their painting, they in that when we see the paintings of the Italian artists, we see that the costumes which they make their figures to wear had so much influence of the Chinese and the Persian art. जिस तरह के वो कपड़े पहने होते थे, जो चीज़ें थी उसमें हमें उनके क्लोथिंग में, उनकी ड्रैपरी बोलते हैं बेटा कपड़ों को, ठीक है, या कॉस्ट्यूम भी कहते हैं, उसमें हमें क्या इन्फ्लुएंस नजर आता है? वी सी द इन्फ्लुएंस ऑफ द चाइनीज एंड द पर्शियन आर्ट इन दैट, in these thing, in the making of the cloth, they were inspired by the art of Persian and Chinese. And they get the knowledge of the Chinese and the Persian art through the Mongols. बेटा हमने मंगोल चैप्टर पढ़ा नहीं है because it is not there in the syllabus. लेकिन Mongols were the one. Genghis Khan, if you have read about Genghis Khan, know regarding him. At that time, Genghis Khan had a very vast empire, and because of that, the things when a king have a vast empire, the thing get transmitted easily from one place to another because all is there in his control. So the Mongols were the one who made the things available easier because their empire was so much large. Okay, so the color and the design of the costume, for making that, they get motivated by the Persian and the Chinese art, and this thing was made available to them with the help of the Mongols. Okay beta, now Durer. Durer means Durer was the painter, great painter who made the painting of a praying hand. Beta, this thing I told you in the beginning. I can show you the painting in your book. You can also see by opening your book. Here beta, Durer painting. Okay, this is the praying hand painting of the Durer. Now beta, we study about the sculptures. Okay, sculptures beta बोलते हैं मूर्तियाँ. So sculptures, here I am telling you regarding two famous sculptors of the time. One is the Donatello. Donatello was the sculptor who was the first since antiquity. Since antiquity means after the Roman culture, he was the first sculptor to represent anatomy correctly in the sculptures. Means उन्होंने जो सबसे पहले जो रोमन कल्चर को पढ़ा और उसके बाद जो इन्होंने स्कल्पचर्स बनाए, तो who was the first person who make so much perfect sculpture by having the knowledge of the anatomy, bone structure, that was the Donatello. Okay, and second one is the Maschenko. Maschenko important sculptor was the known as the Pata. The Pata जो बेटा स्कल्पचर है, मूर्ति है, वो बेटा ये है, this one. In this when you see this sculpture, बेटा ये पेंटिंग नहीं है, this is a sculpture, मूर्ति बनी हुई है, ठीक है. In this is Mother Mary, and in his lap is the Jesus Christ after the crucifixion. So that's why for showing the crucifixion means he is not having a life. Here the neck is not shown. Okay. So this is one of the famous, and this sculpture is known by the name of the Pata. Here is given the Pata. Okay, and made by Maschenko, depicting Mary holding the body of Jesus. Okay students, so I hope you understood the topic, the depth of the topic. Thank you all.